ladies and gentlemen, Dr. John Grunsfeld.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Voyager. Its 36-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out anomalous cosmic rays and new plasmas, to boldly go where no probe has gone before. Those words from Star Trek, of course, have inspired so many of us, and I think are characteristic of the excitement and the discoveries we're going to talk about today. Voyager, like the ancient mariners, is pushing out into new territory. NASA's science is all about exploring the Earth, the solar system, the galaxy, and the universe itself. Someday, humans will leave our cocoon in the solar system to explore beyond our home system. Voyager will have led the way.
Intriguing sounds coming from space thanks to the Voyager 1, which said goodbye to our galaxy just this week.
For the first time, NASA is launching a moon-bound rocket from Virginia's Wallops Island.
Well, the countdown has begun. September 6th is launch date.
Voyager 1 has arrived where no man-made object has gone before.
In a little more than a week, you'll be able to watch a rocket blast off from the moon, or for the moon, rather. For the first time, NASA is launching a moon-bound rocket from Virginia's Wallops Island. It'll happen just before midnight on Friday, September 6th, and the launch should be visible here in D.C. and in much of the Northeast. The rocket will carry a car-sized probe into orbit around the moon to study its thin atmosphere.
Well, you may soon be able to see a rocket blast off on its way to the moon. In a little more than a week's time, NASA will launch a moon-bound rocket from Virginia's Wallops Island on the eastern shore. This is the first time a rocket launched from Wallops will travel beyond the Earth's orbit. A car-sized probe will be on board that rocket and orbit the moon to study its thin atmosphere. The launch is scheduled for Friday, September 6th, just before midnight, and should be visible here in D.C. and in much of the Northeast. We, of course, will try to get that video, too, for you.
All right.
If you live along the Northeast coast, you're in for a potential treat tonight at 11:27 p.m. A rocket will launch from just off the Virginia coast carrying a small lunar orbiter. And as our own map shows, the launch will be visible in this area on the horizon, as far north as Maine, as far south as South Carolina. You do need a cloudless sky and good eyes. There is tracking information on our website for you tonight.
2, 1, 0 ignition and liftoff of Benatar 5 with LAND. Pursuing a risk.
In case you missed it, take a look at the launch of NASA's newest mission to the moon. Video of it, and you could see it with the naked eye. Millions saw it as it streaked across the sky of the eastern United States. The unmanned spacecraft, known as LADEE, was launched from NASA's facility on Wallops Island, Virginia, and while there was a small technical problem, NASA engineers think they can fix it before the spacecraft begins studying the moon's atmosphere in about a month.
WHNS in Greenville, South Carolina, with the strange case of the frog photobombing in this picture. Take a look at that circle. NASA says it's an image of a frog during a rocket launch Friday in Virginia, and it's real. The frog's condition is, quote, uncertain.
Well, photobombing is hot on the web these days, as many of you know, and the one that has everyone talking this morning, I guess if we were going to be punny here, you could say is out of this world.
All right, take a close look at this NASA photo from the Lady rocket launch in Virginia. See that, what we just circled on your screen? That's a frog that photobombed the launch. Yes, NASA put out a statement saying the condition of the frog is not known.
Eileen's snorting over here,
yes, that was Eileen, not me. Tributes to the amphibian are all over the web. Outfitted like an astronaut, it got a send-off. Good night, sweet prince. The popular David Bowie song, Ground Control to Major Tom, was rewritten to Ground Control to Major Frog. Look at him go.
Oh, my
Eileen,
gosh.
you gonna be okay?
I'm gonna be okay.
That was the scene Friday night as LADEE blasted off from Wallops Island. Fantastic, right? But another picture taken during the same launch. It's the one. Yeah. Whoa! That has everyone talking. The frog photo bomb. Yes.
Spacecraft Voyager 1 has arrived where no man-made object has gone before. NASA announced it has officially hurtled past the outer limits of our solar system. It launched in 1977, the same year Star Wars hit theaters. It was cutting edge back then, but its computers are in fact far less powerful than an iPhone. It is still sending dispatches. It takes them 17 hours to reach the Earth.
Our instant index here on a Sunday night, and intriguing sounds coming from space thanks to the Voyager 1, which said goodbye to our galaxy just this week. NASA trying to determine what these screeching noises are. Listen to this. Those mysterious sounds actually coming from another galaxy tonight. They say as the spacecraft enters into what's being called truly, quote, alien territory. Scientists believe the space shrieks recorded on the capsule's vintage 8-track tape recorder are actually vibrations made from ionized gases some 12 billion miles away from Earth. That's really something.
Well, nearly 35 years after it left Earth, NASA's Voyager 1 hit a major milestone. NASA scientists say there is strong evidence it left the solar system. That makes it the first man-made object ever to reach interstellar space. Researchers think it may have left the solar system about a year ago, but the boundaries are so hard to define they couldn't be sure until now.
NASA has marked a new milestone in the final frontier.
This is amazing. Pardon me. The Voyager spacecraft left our solar system about a year ago, and the space agency finally has enough evidence to prove it. Fox News correspondent Marianne Rafferty has the fascinating details.
This is something we all hoped when we started on this 40 years ago that this would happen.
NASA scientists once again making history. Researchers have confirmed the 36-year-old Voyager 1 spacecraft has reached interstellar space. It's the first human-made object to do so.
This is truly a remarkable achievement, I believe. It's very hard for us, as I said, to comprehend that, the space age started 55 years ago, and in that period, we've actually exited the solar system.
The Voyager 1 is now about 12 billion miles from our sun. It's in a transitional region immediately outside the heliosphere, which is the magnetic boundary separating the solar system's sun, planets, and solar wind from the rest of the galaxy.
In this picture you see, the blue area is the heliosphere, the darker blue is the supersonic part of the wind, and Voyager 1 crossed into the layer that's beyond that, the blue or somewhat darker blue area, in December of 2004, 9 billion miles from the sun. It was another 4 billion miles before it reached the edge of the bubble, and that was in August 2012.
NASA researchers say the latest scientific feat could lead to a number of discoveries.
We're in a truly alien environment. The material in which Voyager finds itself is not created by the sun. It's created, in fact, by our neighboring stars, supernova remnants, and so forth.
Voyager 1 and its twin Voyager 2 were launched 16 days apart back in 1977. Voyager 2 is about 9.5 billion miles from Earth. Scientists say its turn to leave the heliosphere is likely to happen in about 3 to 4 years. In New York, Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Hard to even wrap your head around.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
All right. Welcome back. NASA's Voyager 1 has left the solar system, making it the first human-made object to do so. The Voyager 1, we're talking it left the solar system.
What does that mean, really?
The whole solar system.
Okay.
The Voyager 1 spacecraft is now about 12 billion miles from our sun.
The spacecraft actually made its exit more than a year ago, but hey, scientists say they didn't have enough evidence to confirm that until recently. That's how far away it is. Researchers say the Voyager 1 could discover alien materials, aliens, created by our neighboring stars and supernovas. Voyager 1 and its twin Voyager 2 were launched 16 days apart back in 1977, the year of the bicentennial, right?
Mm-hmm. No,
Voyager...
76.
Oh, sorry. Voyager, and you agreed with me. Voyager 2 is about 3 billion miles behind and is expected to leave our solar system in about 3 to 4 years.
I don't know if we still have contact with it.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Yeah. Do we know? Are they getting some kind of signal from it? Right? Yeah, we are
It
getting
takes,
signals
what,
from it. 17 hours.
For it to...
Which I'm surprised it takes that short a period of time. 12 billion miles away from the sun. And here's the thing, it has a plaque on it.
Yes.
Yeah, if it encounters
all about
alien
life on planet
worlds,
Earth.
yeah, it tells them, it essentially tells them where we are, which I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
That's weird. Why do we put the plaque on it?
It's all...
Just to identify
And
it?
apparently it has music from 35 years ago, like what was going on 35 years ago in the mid-70s.
See, because they think they're going to find alien life.
So they might come here, you know, looking for a big hot band from the 70s.
Looking for the Beach Boys on the mall.
Right.
Not anymore. All right.